So during this crazy time of 2020, which is this UK Corona lockdown, I have spent so much time playing on my Nintendo Switch. Been playing a lot of multiplayer games, single player games, random eShop downloads. I'm sure you have too. And in this sort of weird, quiet month we've got for game releases, I thought there's no better time to tell you my top most played Nintendo Switch games. Hi, what's going on everyone? My name is James. This is the Go Eevee Guys channel. If you enjoyed the content, please consider subscribing and liking the video. It's been a massive help and we're so close to hitting 100 subs. But without further ado, let's get on to the video. So here is my top 10 most played Nintendo Switch games. At number 10, with 35 total playing hours, we have Ultimate Chicken Horse. It's no surprise how one of my favourite party games has made its way onto this list. The Switch is something I originally bought to play many of its couch co-op games, and when I heard about Ultimate Chicken Horse, I had to check it out. This is such a crazy game with many opportunities to troll your friends and other players online. If you do want to check out more of this game, there's a couple of videos on our channel with both me and Paddy playing the online together. It is a must buy for anyone who owns a Switch. Sitting at number 9 on this list, we've got Let's Go Eevee, which I've played for 40 hours. Flipping heck, 40 hours. Now this was a game that actually came with my Switch originally, as I got the limited edition with the Pikachu and Eevee on the dock. It wasn't a system seller for me, but at the time of looking to buy a Switch, this was up for pre-order, so I thought I might as well buy it and check out the remake, and at the same time get a pretty cool looking Nintendo Switch. It's a great game and a pretty interesting remake, which did keep me intrigued with its capture method being this Pokeball controller that came with my Switch, and the Pokeball does make a good display piece for my room now. With many games on this list, the playtime is bound to change, as I play quite a few of them very often. In regards to Let's Go Eevee, now I've played it and seen everything it has to offer. I doubt I'll be going back to this one anytime soon. Pokemon Shield pretty much confirmed to me that my interest with traditional Pokemon games has faded as I got older. And even though this was a remake of the older games from Gen 1, there isn't much excuse for Sword and Shield, and to me it was a massive disappointment, which is why you won't be seeing that on this list.
Oh great, Bill, you're fired.
But for my first game on the Switch, Let's Go Eevee did really blow my mind about the console hybrid concepts. And I did definitely get my money's worth with this game overall. I mean, 40 hours. It's quite a long time to be playing Pokemon for me. Now number 8, we've got Final Fantasy VII, which I've put 45 hours into quite recently. No, not the remake. Final Fantasy VII on the Switch is the one that both me and my girlfriend completed recently during the coronavirus lockdown. Fantastic game. Absolutely fantastic. The graphics and the lack of voice acting didn't really bother me. And now I can finally say I've completed a Final Fantasy game, which to me is a massive achievement, and I'm definitely looking at playing others on the Switch soon. Now number 7, we've got The Witcher 3, which is 50 hours and ongoing. The Witcher 3 on Switch still blows my mind to this day. Hate on the graphics all you want, but this game to me looks absolutely beautiful. A problem that I have with The Witcher 3 is gonna be a problem across all ports of this game. I'm finding the lack of polish with certain glitches, it does lower the immersion for me just a little. But the story and the world are something that I think every gamer needs to play for themselves. I did play this game when it originally came out on PS4, but at the time it didn't really hook me. I wasn't interested in this type of game as I am now. But I'm glad I finally got given a second chance to give it a go, with all the DLC included. Now number 6 is an interesting one. I don't think many of you might have heard of this game. At 70 hours, we've got Use Your Words. This is another party game which has made its way onto my list. And it's a game I came across when scouting through the eShop not long after I bought my Switch. I can't believe how many hours I've managed to play on this game. It has a really cool concept of being able to use your phone as the controller. And with the fun style and different variety of rounds, it is a title that I still will go back to when I've got friends over. If you like games like Cards Against Humanity, this is a title not to be missed in my opinion. The game has you competing against your mates in different rounds to completely change the context of what's on the TV. You could be finishing off a sentence in a newspaper article or writing subtitles for a foreign film. Overall, for the price, I am so glad I stumbled on this game. It's created so many fun moments and it's one to add to the collection if you really like your party games. Number 5, with 75 hours, we've got Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. This is another game that I played with my girlfriend and one that I'd love to one day do a review for. Ni no Kuni is a game I've wanted to play since its initial release back on PlayStation 3, but I never got around to playing it. I'm so glad that it was given a re-release for the Nintendo Switch, and I'm glad it runs as well as it does as well. The game's cutscenes make you feel like you're watching a Studio Ghibli film, and its story is fantastic too. The gameplay and the battle system did have me a little confused, and I'll be honest, I did die quite a few times because of it. Although it was worth definitely pushing through, just for the progression of the storyline. The Pokemon-like familiars we found really fun and we just gave silly names to. But with everything combined, it does feel like a reimagined Pokemon game or something that the Pokemon company should really be taking notes from. This game is a classic, and if you've got a console to play it on, I highly suggest you do so. Now with 80 hours, number 4, we've got Zelda Breath of the Wild. Who hasn't played Zelda Breath of the Wild yet? This game came out and sold more copies than the Switch had actually sold consoles at the time.
What?
I love the fact that there's finally voice acting in a Zelda game, and even though there isn't much of a strong storyline, what we did get I really enjoyed. This has to be one of the best open worlds I have ever played, and I really can't wait for a sequel to be released. Hopefully it's sooner rather than later. Now number 3, we've got probably one of my favourite games of all time here. It is Dragon Quest XI-S, which I've played for 135 hours. Really doesn't feel like that. I remember when Dragon Quest XI got announced at E3 alongside Hero being announced for Smash. And I wasn't really thrilled with Hero being in Smash, nor was I bothered that the game was being ported to the Switch.
I don't care, because I ain't bothered.
Nevertheless, a couple of months later I did pick it up and I decided to play it through with my girlfriend. With her absolutely loving Final Fantasy X, I did think she'd really like this game. What I didn't expect though was how much I'd be dragged into this game and how it opened my mind to the world of JRPGs.
Oh my god! Wow!
Dragon Quest XI was one of the first Japanese role-playing games that I have ever played, and even though it's not been that long since I fully completed it, it is something that I really can't wait to play. Just as soon as I finish some of the games on my backlog, I would love to go back and experience this world all over again. 135 hours on this game absolutely flew by. The characters, the gameplay, the story, the soundtrack, everything just blew my mind. And now when I see Hero on the Smash Bros roster, I feel like he is one of the characters that's truly earned his place in this DLC pass. If you do call yourself a gamer, I would seriously urge you to try Dragon Quest XI. With its announcement to bring Dragon Quest XI-S over to other consoles with the added extras it has on Switch, it is a game that I can say you will easily earn your money's worth. Number 2. Now this one was what I bought a Nintendo Switch for. Animal Crossing New Horizons. 260 hours, flipping heck. Now a day or two before the UK went into lockdown with the coronavirus, Nintendo brought out this not so little gem. But back in the day when I was younger, Animal Crossing was just something I simply couldn't stop playing. I'd spend every waking moment on Wild World for DS, and after that game I was hooked. Every mainline Animal Crossing game after Wild World I had to play. It was never something I'd tell everyone about, because it wasn't the hardcore first person shooter that my friends would be playing, but still I'm so glad this game sold as well as it did and it's got a huge fan base now. Nintendo added so much to this game, and even though its initial release was pushed back, I don't think they could have released it at a better time. It brought so many new gamers to the Switch, and after its huge success it finally doesn't seem weird to me to actually admit how much I love this franchise. I feel like the music and some of its charm doesn't feel as good as Wild World, but that game to me is just impossible to match. The new island customization features even got Paddy to buy the game, and that is something I never thought I'd be saying. If you'd be interested in seeing an island tour or some Animal Crossing related content, drop it in the comments, I'd happily do it for you. So finally, we've got to the #1 most played game on my Switch system. What could it be? Now at 350 hours on my personal Switch, I mean I've been playing it a lot on Paddy's Switch, I've been playing it a lot on other friends' consoles, but 350 hours just on my own Switch, we've got Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. What an amazing achievement, so many gaming franchises brought together in one title. Sakurai, you've done us all proud with this one. Without this game alone, I really don't think I would have gotten into the Nintendo Switch nearly as much. The improvements that have been made to this game over previous titles in the franchise have really polished out the experience, making it the ultimate party game. Beating Mario Kart for me, definitely. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for me feels like the best this franchise could ever possibly get. I can't possibly see how they could improve this any further for future releases. Maybe a better storyline, more cutscenes maybe the online, I think the online. But the fighting formula, they've absolutely nailed. The gameplay never ever gets old. I can play a different character one day, then try maining somebody else. And I'm sure next year you'll probably see the playtime with this one double the amount that I play. So that is my top 10 list. What did you think of it? What are your top 10 most played games? Let us know in the comments. And that's it for me with this one. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said before, leave a like, please subscribe and comment on the video. Really appreciated. Thanks guys. But that's all for now. Hopefully we'll see you next time. Cheers guys. See ya.